What's up, ladies and gents? I am here today, working in with you guys. Yes, working in, not working out. We are cultivating our consciousness and our conceptual acknowledgement of reality. Yes, thank you for being here. So glad you could come. Today we're talking about Aquarius in Pluto. Pluto is the generational planet in the zodiac, and it represents transformation and destruction. And it's the Shiva of it's the goddess of death, and that brings new life and gets rid of old paradigms and old belief systems and things that are no longer serving you. That's what Pluto represents, is really taking those things that are old and going to weigh you down in your evolution. That's the evolutionary planet, is Pluto. It's the farthest out, so it's very mysterious and whatnot. So it represents transformation and change in a dramatic way. It's a very powerful element in representation of Scorpio. Scorpio is the native to Pluto. I know Pluto was actually discovered in the 1900s, so this kind of astrology is fairly new, but it resonates with me and it makes sense. So yeah, Scorpio is all about mastery and bringing in new forms of perception about the old and about really transforming and reforming. So is representative of humanitarian efforts. Last time it occurred, it was during 1778. So that was a long time ago. That was 250 years ago, roughly. And now we are approaching Aquarius, and there's some really interesting things that happen. Just a couple I'll share. The French Revolution happened in 1789, right when Pluto and Aquarius joined each other. And then also Thomas Paine's book, The Right of Man, was like a household name, and it was a book for everybody, and it was like everybody was on board with this ideology in America. That was in 1791 when Pluto was in Aquarius last time around. So what Aquarius represents is science, progress of humanity, and knowledge and cosmic wisdom, kind of. The trade-off and the danger of Aquarius generation and Aquarius and Pluto is the robotic age, and that's like a very perfect summation of this age. It's the age of robots, really. Aquarius, is represented in the constellation of a man holding a water jug. He's the water bringer, the water carrier. What it kind of represents to me is that he is detached. Like, water represents very fundamental esoteric stuff here, but water represents like emotion. What represents empathy, represents feminine. It represents instinctual also things, that the instinctual needs that we have to fulfill. as human beings and as multidimensional beings that have a heart. So there is the problem in and of itself in the Aquarius and Pluto time frame. It's robots do not have hearts, and that's what Aquarius represents is kind of a detached, scientific, kind of analytical, but also a archetype that will look at every little piece and find out how it's going to fit into the puzzle of like the collective. So it can be bots. The age of robots is coming for us, and artificial intelligence is going to be a big topic throughout the years to come. There's going to be also a lot of very tumultuous times about earthquakes. Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, represents like rebellion and also shaking up the foundation of structures. So we're going to see a lot of geomagnetic activity in the Aquarius and Pluto time, and it's going to be a trigger because all of the geomagnetic storms that occur on the Earth are actually applied for and also agreed upon by the collective consciousness of humanity. And I can get into that a little bit, but basically we all have a vote, and all the votes are cast up into our collective consciousness, and this is done subconsciously. It's not done with our conscious intent. Like, we don't intend consciously to have a huge volcano erupt or like a big tsunami or solar flare even, but when enough people want change, and it's not going to happen in a like constructive, safe, and nurtured way, it's going to happen suddenly. It's going to happen very suddenly because everybody has cast their vote for change, and it's documented and stored in the subconscious, and then when enough people or a critical mass has accumulated, then we have our geomagnetic storms. Anyway, so yeah, another thing, Aquarius is all about collective consciousness too, about the rights and how everybody fits together, and everybody's voice is important. However, that is also suspect to making everybody the same, kind of like a one world, very gray, bland, like scientific world that it has no heart and has no like authenticity, because it's all about the progress and the control over the external world. Aquarius is a masculine sign. It's an air sign, so air and fire are masculine, water and earth are feminine. So what we need in more than ever is that as we enter into the Aquarian age, and also this is the generation of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is coming in 2060, or a lot of people argue that it already has happened, like 2012 or something, but I suspect, and my theory is that 2012 was like the beginning of the transition, and we're going to see 2012 to 2060 like the integration of the Aquarian age. And what I mean by that exactly is the precession of the equinox, a a so just as the planets have orbits around the sun has an orbit around the galaxy, and the sun, as our father and our navigator through our galaxy, is travels through each zodiac sign roughly every 2,150 years. That times 12 is around 250 or 26,000 years. So the age of Pisces, it goes backwards, by the way, throughout. It's a precession, so it's not a progression, it's a precession, counterclockwise. And we're just exiting the age of Pisces, and we're going into the age of Aquarius, and we're seeing big changes, big technological advancements is what Aquarius represents. And what more than ever is people have to become in tune with their emotions to balance out this detachment that is already going to be lined up for us. Like, this detachment, scientific progression is going to happen no matter what. This expansion in consciousness is going to happen no matter what. What we need to do is keep in our heart centers and our heart spaces, and while we're advancing, because that's the way the universe is supporting us, is by giving us this interdimensional energy that is represented by Aquarius. You know, all the zodiac signs is just a logical representation of something we cannot see. So yes, astrology is very logical. So Aquarius energy, we need to balance that. And Aquarius and Saturn coming up in 2020, all in through 2023, because the orbit of Saturn is 2.5 years. Everything is accumulating and compounding on itself. It's Saturn is going in Aquarius, and then shortly after, a couple years, not even a year later, when it exits Saturn, Pluto is going into Aquarius. And then we're going to see our sun go into Aquarius for the next 21,000 years. Or no, I'm sorry, 2,150 years, roughly. We need to become connected with our empathy to balance out this interstellar, interdimensional energy that's coming our way. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of alienation of workers, people losing their jobs because of robots, and then that's going to create a vacuum and a way for people to feel that they are not being valued they're not valued, and that they're not really, they don't have a place in society. So it's a dangerous time coming up, guys. Like, it's going to be really challenging for us. And also with the challenges comes great opportunity. And those of us who are connected with our heart and, see through the signs of what all this means we're going to be dressed for success. We're going to be really able to counterbalance this really powerful energy. The last industrial revolution happened when Aquarius was in Pluto in 1778 all the way to about 1800. So that was like the beginning of an industrial revolution. So we're going to see another industrial revolution, but this time it's going to have robots and artificial intelligence, and it's going to be much more powerful, and with power comes responsibility. And It's going to be much more dangerous. So be aware of that. Increased urbanization and social activity. Aquarius is all about loyalty to friends and fighting for a cause very vehemently. So it's going to be a lot of righteous, self-righteous people and their own missions and their own like ways that they're going to contribute to humanity by changing it the way they see fit. So we're going to see a lot of rebellion in that way against the unjust and maybe the biased reaches of our government systems and our social programs. So how we treat robots is going to be, robots and AI is how we're going to be treated by them. Like, basically, if we treat them as beings that do not have a heart and they're just dead, you know, that's how we're going to be treated in return. We're going to be treated once. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the singularity, but the singularity is the point at which artificial intelligence has surpassed human intelligence, and that's going to happen. Singularity will happen in 2024 through 2044. That 20-year span is going to happen. The movie to go watch is The Circle. Highly recommend that. It's with Tom Hanks and Emma Watson. Very good movie. It's definitely a Pluto and Aquarius movie, in my opinion. So, yeah, lots to talk about. Basically, what you should get from this video is in these next couple decades, it's really important for you to connect with the heart and be intuitive if you feel guided to be that, and to also be a part of a bigger social movement and a bigger social and collective consciousness effort. And that is going to be really helpful to connect with your water element, you know, and not go along with this detachment and human progress in the name of, you know, basically experimentation. A lot of experimentation on people and animals. They're going to really fluff up a lot of people's feathers. Scientific experimentation that's going to be like public. Fusing of robotic limbs, and also the experimentation with consciousness, AI and consciousness. Like, this is a really big deal, guys. Like, our version of humanity has never seen this kind of technological advancement. So it's really important that we really question what humanity means. That's what Aquarius is essentially getting at, is a question of what being human really is. So remember to connect with your heart and be empathic and sympathetic, and also to prepare yourself for some really big upheavals in society, and to align with your truth, which is very generic, but still, like, big times ahead. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next video. And please comment, like, share. Love to talk to you guys. Thank you.